So, hi everyone, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your time zone. I'm Arun Santosh. I'm a Principal Solution Architect specializing in QuickSight. In today's session, we'll be talking about EventBridge integration for QuickSight. So let's dive in. I just have a few slides and then we will be doing a demo. So it will be a full walkthrough that we do. Keep it very light on slides. So first, to talk about what's new, we always had events coming from QuickSight to EventBridge, but in the past that was through CloudTrail. So what's new is now QuickSight is emitting events directly to EventBridge. So the CloudTrail events, they work, however, they are not as near real time as one would like. There can be a lag in when they show up in EventBridge. So if you want to do something more real time, then this first-hand events emitted by QuickSight to EventBridge helps you there. And some of the use cases are automated deployments and automated backups. So let's say you have a dev instance of QuickSight and you want to promote content from dev to test to prod. Today, this relies heavily on the BI ops team. You might move stuff from your development folder to a deployment folder in dev, where your BI ops team has got permissions to access that content. And today you would be just notifying them saying, hey, I have this content which needs to be promoted, and they go manually pick it up and then use their scripts to push the content. So with EventBridge, now that can be integrated into a more automated way, and your BI ops team can set up a folder where when you drop content, it automatically kicks off their scripts. So it takes it from dev to test, and then test, of course, you would have more quality check gates there, and then it goes on to prod. Likewise, if you have a requirement to do backups, so based on your organization's policies, let's say you're expected to keep backups in external repository for all your BI assets, then again, that's something that might be done by BI ops team either manually or on a schedule today. Now, using the EventBridge events that we are emitting, this can be automated and again be made to happen in a more real-time way. So you get as close a backup to your actual updated assets as you can. In the first release that we launched for this, we are covering dashboard analysis, folders, and VPC connection. And the events that we are covering are listed here. So for dashboards, we have a creation successful event, creation failed, update failed, all of that. And for analysis, again, creation successful, failed, deleted. Likewise for folders. Folders, we also have folder membership. So if you are adding an analysis or a dashboard to a folder, that emits a folder membership update event. We also have VPC connection events as listed here. Now we'll see some of this in detail as we go through. We'll see the actual events, the JSON text that's being emitted. Now this was released just ahead of reInvent. So some of you might have already played around with it. If not, I'll show you today. The event pattern that we are using within EventBridge to get to these events is what's shown here. So we have to specify the source as AWS QuickSight. That will get you all your QuickSight events. And in here, I'm showing that there is an anything but filter applied on the detail type. That's because CloudTrail sends out the service events as well as API calls that's made. And the detail type that comes on those events are as listed here, AWS service event via CloudTrail or AWS API call via CloudTrail. So if you're not interested in those and you're wanting to hone in on the direct events, then you can use a detail type, filter, anything but, and then specify these two to exclude them. And with that, we will get on to the demo. So for the demo, let me get on to this new screen. You should be seeing my browsers now. If anybody is not, then let Maddie know in chat and we will rectify that. So in here, I have set up the split screen for ease of demo. I'll just quickly explain what I have set up here first, and then we'll dive in. So on the left-hand side here, let's focus on this first. I have my EventBridge open in console, and this is in US East 2 region, as you can see. I have QuickSight open to analysis view, again in US East 2. I also have CodeCommit open here in US East 2. And on this browser on the right-hand side of my screen, it's again connected to the same QuickSight account. Here I have CloudWatch logs open in US East 2. And my QuickSight analysis view open in US West 2 region. So that's the only screen which I have open to a different region. Okay. So now let's look at the EventBridge rule to start with. So I have this QuickSightDirectEvents set up here. Just click into that. And this is the same event pattern that I showed on the previous slide. So the source is specified as aws.QuickSight. In detail type, there is this anything but filter applied, which excludes the events which are routed through CloudTrail. So now this is an enabled state, and as a target, it's set to emit these details of these events which it captures into this CloudWatch log group, QuickSightDirectEvents CloudWatch log group. Okay. On the right-hand side, I had this CloudWatch window open here already. So we'll initiate a live tail on this, so we can see as we interact with QuickSight, those events show up here. Right. So going to live tail, and let's set up the filter. We want to be filtering on the QuickSightDirectEvents. That's what we configured here in the event rule. So we will configure that as a filter here. So apply that filter, and the tail is live now. So now let's see. We'll make some changes to QuickSight here. First, we'll go into data sets, and I'll try creating an analysis from this data set that I have got here. And create. I'll just mark this as temp. I'm going to blow this away afterwards. So you can see on the right-hand side that event already came in, right? Just expand that. And this is a QuickSight analysis creation successful event that came in. So let's keep going. I will just create a chart showing the row count by product, and I'll publish this as a dashboard. So let's publish it out as a temp dashboard. Close this here and publish. So the dashboard is published. We should be seeing that event come through here. Maybe I'll just leave this half and half open. So that's the QuickSight dashboard creation successful. Now we will check folders. So for that, let's get into my folders here, and I'll create a new folder. Let's call this temp as well and create. And I also would like to point out that these events are not just dump triggers. It's coming with the resource ARNs. So if you want to act on the specific dashboard or the specific analysis that triggered this event, you have that information available under resources. And for dashboard, there is additional information as to what version it is that was published. So with folders, we got QuickSight folder created, and this again has the folder ARN and the folder ID there, which anyway is part of the folder ARN. So next, we will go back to analysis. Let's add this to the folder which we just now created. So adding that to the temp folder. So that already got me the event here. This is QuickSight folder membership updated. It's telling the details as to which folder was updated in resource ARN. And under the details, it's telling that members were added, and it's giving the ARN of the analysis that we just now added. Likewise, if we add this dashboard that we created, add to folder, let's go here, add to temp folder. That also brings in this event. It's the same event because it's the folder membership that got updated, but under members added, we now see that there is a dashboard that was added. Now let's go undo all this. Let's delete this dashboard remove the dashboard from the temp folder, removing it from the folder there. The event is here already. So again, QuickSight folder membership updated is the event detail type. And in the details section, instead of members added, we see members removed, and we get the dashboard ARN. We'll just remove this analysis as well. We get the analysis information here under members removed. And now the folder is empty. I can go blow away this folder. And I get the event for that too. That this is a QuickSight folder deleted and with the folder ARN. So you can see it's almost coming in near real time. There is no lag. So that's the benefit. You can have your orchestrations done on top of these events, and they will trigger pretty near real time. So with this, let's go back here and look at another rule that I have set up here under EventBridge rules. So what I showed you right now is just dumping all those event JSONs, looking at it. Now, for a real use case, we can explore putting something into a folder and that triggering a Lambda function, which in turn uses our asset bundle APIs to create an asset bundle. So start an asset bundle export, then import it onto a different region, and thereby actually deploy content there. So that's what we can look at next. That would be a full end-to-end use case. So I have this event here, QuickSight events, another rule, which is right now in disabled state. So first off, I will go ahead and enable that. And then I'll show you what that rule does. So that's been enabled, clicking into it. You can see I have used a different query event pattern here. So the source is AWS QuickSight, and in the detail type, I mentioned that I'm interested in just QuickSight folder membership updated. So this will filter out only the folder membership update events for me. And it's set to trigger a Lambda function. Now, our earlier one, we were just writing into CloudWatch logs. Here, I'm triggering my Lambda function, which would take on that event, take the folder ID from it, go list the members in the folder, package everything up, and deploy it to US West 2 region. So before we actually try this out, let me show you on this right-hand side. This is US West 2 QuickSight screen, and I do not have any analysis here. I do not have any data sets. And if I go under data sources, I just have one data source here, and you can note the name. This is not, we will bring in another one with a different name. So the assets that we are going to move aren't present on the target side. On the source side, show you those assets. I have this analysis, SaaS sales, rather the data set. I have an analysis sitting on top of it, SaaS sales. Can remove this temp analysis. Let me delete that. In fact, when we delete that analysis, that should also give us an event. There you go. The analysis deleted event got fired with the analysis ARN. Likewise, if I delete that dashboard that we created, that will also fire an event. So there is the QuickSight dashboard deleted event. Okay, so now let's go in. I had an extra one here from a prior run, so let me just delete that too. It's again a dashboard I'm deleting. So I don't have any dashboards on my source side. I just have an analysis, data set, and a data source, SaaS sales data source. Everything is named similar. Now, within the analysis itself, I just have two simple visuals. So we'll see how we can port this to the target side. Now, on the right-hand side, there's CloudWatch. Let me just change that live tail. I'll clear this, cancel out of this, and change the filter, because earlier we were just tailing the QuickSightDirectEvents log. Instead, I want to now get the Lambda output from the Lambda log. I'll just apply that filter. That's running. So now we are all set up to try this. Let's go in here and take the analysis, add it to a folder, and I will add it to this deploy to US West 2 folder. Click add and share, and we should see the events coming through. So in here, let me make this bigger. So you can see that event got captured. The event is printed out into log by Lambda, and then it's invoking the export. It started the export job. It's waiting for the export job to complete. That takes few seconds. It's an async job, so it sleeps for 10 seconds and checks back for the status. And now the export is complete, and it's writing the stuff to CodeCommit if there are any changes. And then it's importing on the target side. Waited for the import to complete, and now it says processing is complete. So let's look at this QuickSight screen for US West 2. It's shown that there were no assets here earlier. Let's refresh this. And now we see the analysis. Click into that. We see the analysis with the same two visuals that we had on the source side. Let's look under data sets. I see, of course, if the analysis worked, the data set and data source has to be there, but still for completeness, I'll just show you. So, and here is we started off with one data source here. Now we have this as sales data source. Let's look at the CodeCommit repo as well. Now that's an extra step. If you want, you can write it out to your external code repos. Here I'm using CodeCommit, and within that, let's look at this analysis. So the full analysis definition JSON has been written here, and we can try making a change. Still have some time, so we can try making a change to the analysis and see how that flows through. So let's go in here, go into analysis view, And in fact, let me also clear the logs here so we can see the fresh logs. Okay. I'll just make a quick change on the theme. So right now it's using Seaside. Let me just flip that over to midnight. And with that change done, change is applied, and we can add this to the folder again. So I'll go back to shared folder, deploy to US West 2, click add and share, and we'll wait for that event to come through. So same process as before. It will cycle through getting the event, creating a bundle, waiting for that export to complete. That's doing now, and then write out the CodeCommit and import on the target side. So I'll just give it a few more seconds to complete that. So it finished writing to CodeCommit. It's waiting for the import to finish now. And import is successful, processing complete. So let's look at the analysis here now on the target side. And we see the midnight theme change has come through. So that it works for not only asset creation, but for updates as well after the fact. And let's look at this in CodeCommit. Let's go back into repos and the commits, right? So right now we can see a minute back, there are 2 commits being done here. Let's see. This is on the data set, so let's check the next one. So this is the change that was done to analysis. It was on Seaside. I changed it to midnight, and we can see that being applied to the CodeCommit repo. So this gives you the end-to-end flow of how you can set up automations, either in content deployment or backups or anything else that you want to do for your custom use case. Right now, we emit these events for dashboards, analysis, folders, and VPC connections. And being able to get that for folders really opens it up for a variety of use cases. You can get very creative with that, because now you can just tell your authors, hey, you can drop content into this folder and it triggers so and so stream. So that's the end-to-end flow that I have for you folks today. Thanks a lot for your time today. Hope you found this information useful. Have a nice day ahead.